Hello, family. How are you today? Looking forward to sharing a slice of revelation that God has shared with me. And so every day I'll be coming on Monday through Friday, at least, I'll be coming on sharing with you the word of the Lord for the day and sharing with you what he desires for you to know. So each day you get the ability to hear from God, which is a pretty cool thing. Now, I want to talk to you about why do bad things happen to good people? That's a question I'm asked so often, and I want to explain some things to you, so perhaps give you a little insight, or actually give you some insight from God's perspective on why bad things happen to good people. First of all, it's important to understand that we live in an environment where there is, God calls it sin. In other words, his will is not being done in the earth. And because his will is not being done in the earth, you have people, instead of being in the image and likeness of God, as it says in Genesis, the first chapter, the truth of the matter is people are in the image and likeness of the rebel. And now that's a very interesting thing, because that means that his nature is pervading what we call our social system on earth, or the interaction between man. So much of the things that are done, the bad things that are done to good people, are being done by bad people, or people that do bad things. Sometimes they're not bad people, but there are people that do bad things. For instance, you see in the scriptures the example of the Apostle Paul. Well, before he was the Apostle Paul, he was Saul of Tarsus. And he was going around killing people of the way and believers. And so God had to confront him and show him how blind he was. He thought, in the name of religion, by the way, he thought he was doing God a favor. And he found out that his religion put him in direct opposition to God. Religion always puts you in direct opposition of God. I know most people don't believe that because we've been so familiar with religion for so long. None of the religions actually reveal God. So first and foremost, like people talk about all the time, look, if God is God, why are all the bad things happening to kids? Well, the adults are the ones that are instigating the bad things happening to many of the kids. It's because of the adults. It's because of all of the bad things that people do, the hurtful things, trafficking people, trafficking kids, trafficking women, killing, murdering, pillaging, wars, and all that stuff. These are decisions that people make, not God. Now, a second group, though, are people that just things happen to. Now, understand, because we live in an environment of sin, it's an environment of sickness, it's an environment of death. And think about it from God's perspective. I want to put you in God's seat for a moment, and you let me know what you think about it. This is food for thought. If you are God and you want to reveal yourself to the world and you want people to know about you, do you choose a person that's good or do you choose a person that's bad? Who do you choose? Do you somebody that is surrendered to you and faithful to you, or do you somebody that's faithless and someone who's a rebel? Who do you choose? Now, there is a concept in the Bible of patient endurance. Patient endurance means, just like Yeshua, that there are people that will not appreciate you, will not listen to you, will not support you, but you still are willing to die for them. We don't realize this because we haven't been taught this. We've been taught this gospel that's not the true gospel. It's not the gospel that Paul and others taught. It is another gospel. The truth of the matter is, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Well, God can't be good all the time in the way that we say it, because people don't do God's will. Just recently, the Lord said this to me: how can I accomplish my will on earth when people will not do my will? Think about that. And so you have people, because of the environment of sin, we are all going to deal with things. The Lord said, in the world we shall have tribulation. We are not exempt from going through difficult circumstances, sickness, disease, death, and things of that nature. The difference between us and the rest of the world is that we have God to help us through it. And not only do we have God to help us through it, but we have God to compensate us either now and or in eternity. Things that people don't know about because we don't understand God, nor are we familiar with his eternal kingdom. So please understand, God's desire and his goal is to assist you, help you, empower you, comfort you, encourage you, and do everything that he needs to do to help you, and also to give you an eternal reward that is far beyond anything that you have begun to think about. As he says in his word, I have not seen, nor ear heard, nor has it entered the heart of man the things that God has in store for those that love him. Responding to his love, loving him back, God does things that are way beyond anything we can imagine, because God's goal is that the knowledge of the glory of the Lord would cover the earth as the waters cover the sea. So God bless you. Looking forward to talking to you next time. I pray God give you a fantabulous day today.